Okay, welcome or good afternoon, and welcome to Workshop 1, EDUC 5012, Education and Practice Ways of Teaching and Learning. Just making a point, this is our second workshop for today. We only have the two workshops, one a little earlier and one now. You don't have to attend both. They both have the same content. Then you'll have your own tutorial either tonight or Wednesday, Thursday. So you just have to attend both one workshop and one tutorial.
Any
Each
other?
Good afternoon. Thank you for popping that on mute there. So if you do, for some reason, miss a workshop, there is a recording and you'll be able to access that on our Blackboard. Okay, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge I acknowledge and pay respect to the ancestors and descendants of the lands upon which we work, meet, and study. I am mindful that within and without the concrete and steel of buildings, the land always was and always will be Aboriginal
Yeah,
land.
she got in on Monday.
Sorry, Holly, can I just get you to pop yourself on mute there? Thank you. Okay. First of all, my name's Kelly Howard. I've been a senior experienced teacher for a while now. I've been teaching for just over 15 years. I've been a team leader, some in and out of admin roles. But before that, I was working within the sports development realm, mainly focusing on junior sports development. I've been working here with the wonderful Southern Cross University for over a year now. And I'll be working alongside our wonderful unit assessor, Robin Edwards. Robin is a school leader, school teacher. She's been an executive and school principal for many years. She's been working with the university for over 15 years as a unit assessor, tutor, SULO, professional experience advisor. She's pretty much done it all. It was a wealth of information. We're very lucky to be able to working alongside Robin. She's a mother of 9, grandmother of 24, and a great grandmother of 3. Her and her husband have an incredible little family. Won't say little. She's very passionate about education for Australian students. And like I said before, she has a wealth of information. And she has her email. We have both our emails. She has her number there. She is away at the moment. So she will be replying to different aspects on the discussion board, but she will be back at the end of next week. So we'll be able to see Robin in the face, I guess, or in on our tutes and on our workshops as
Thanks.
of next week. Shira, I might just get you to pop yourself on mute there. That'd be great. Thank you. Okay, if you would like to, you might like to pop a little bit about yourself in our chat box, and we can have a look at that. Last shoot, we had a wonderful array of backgrounds, from health professionals to science, biologists to IT specialists. It was wonderful to see all of our wealth of information that we are bringing to our education system, both here at Southern Cross and also to our future classrooms. So I'll give you a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds actually to include maybe some information about yourself in our little chat there, and then we'll keep going. And welcome. Oh, Eduardo, civil engineer, wonderful. Subrita from Melbourne, Masters in IT, incredible. An accountant, Inessa from Malaysia, wonderful. Software engineer, Raj. Oh, it's going so quick. Oh, this is amazing. I can't wait to go back and read all of our wonderful experiences. Wow. Biology, wow, goodness me, it's all coming up. This is incredible. Wow, with 122 people in our workshop here, this is incredible. Look at all that wealth of information. IT. Oh, crackies. Custom operations engineers. Maya from Potty, near the Gold Coast. Yes, well done. Great spot. Oh, I didn't quite see much more, but that's a great spot of the world, isn't it? IT background. Wow. International business. Goodness me. Keen to be a teacher, Alice. This is excellent. Oh, wow. Wonderful. Biotechnology for Swinburne. Wow. Let me see. Gemma, Australian Army. Incredible. Oh, I've already got your head around it with being a TA. Excellent. Somalia, Agriculture and Water Resources Engineer. Wow. Goodness me, we've got a wonderful amount. Oh, Chelsea from Cabba Beach. Excellent. Health science, natural. Oh, wow. Excellent. Naturopathy. Oh, wow. We have, again, some incredible backgrounds in our course. So please use each other's experiences and discussions, and you will be able to use your lived experience to express your personal philosophy of teaching. And let's get into it. Let's see. So I'm really looking forward to heading back and having a look at all of those wonderful backgrounds that we are bringing to our classrooms. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, our first year advising program, there is some information there. You can also access this information, particularly on our website, to get further information there. We have, there's a single point of contact for first year advisors. So you get to work closely with faculty staff to align your FYS model and interventions. I won't talk too much about that because that is something that you can access a little later on too if you personally need that one. Okay, assessment one. Our workshops will specifically be discussing and aligning our assessment tasks to our module work. So we'll be able to dig deep a little deeper within our or discuss them, sorry, within our workshops and then add some more theoretical based information during our tutorials. Being the very first one, I understand that there would be a lot of questions possibly. So if you do have a question, I will try really hard to make sure that I answer those ones as best I can. But as I'm talking through, some of the information may indeed actually answer your queries. So our assessment one is a poster. And it is due late Friday, the 27th of March. So that's the end of week 3. It's 1,000 words. You have a rationale and a 3-minute voiceover there. We have about 10% leeway. The weighting for this assessment is 40%. Assessment 2 is going to be worth 60%. And I literally, as I've just sat down, had some information regarding assessment 2. I'll just briefly discuss it now, but we can remind ourselves again as the unit goes through. Assessment 2 is only going to be 1,000 words as well. Originally, it was going to be 2,000, but we've just had some confirmation that it's only going to be 1,000. Again, more information about that as we are progressing through our unit. Okay, so partial use of Gen AI is permitted. It may be used for editing and drafting purposes. Gen AI is not permitted in the design and creation of the assessment. As we go through again, we'll dig deeper into that one. Documents submitted to Turnitin for our written assessments. For the posters, students have 3 software options. So you can do Prezi, PowerPoint, or Canva. You'll be able to make that within those programs, and then we'll discuss how we're going to attach it to our Word doc or our PDF and upload it to our Turnitin. This assignment task maps to the following ULOs. We're going to identify and illustrate key theories and frameworks for teaching and learning in practice. We're going to identify and illustrate key standards, principles, and priorities for teaching and learning in practice. Okay, I'm just going to check the chat to make sure that I'm following along. Yeah, oh, wonderful. More information. Excellent about people. This is incredible. Wow. Bachelor's of Business. Wow. IT. This is awesome. South Australia. Wonderful. Artificial. Oh, AI. You'll be all over that one. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's keep traveling. Okay, the poster. You'll produce a poster which expresses your philosophy of education, emphasizing yours. You will use a combination of words, images, and text, and we're going to have a look at some examples in a moment. In this poster, you will provide a rationale for your philosophy of education, explaining how it will how it was informed by theories, frameworks, standards, principles, and priorities explored in our modules 1 and 2. So if you've already had a quick look at some of the module work, particularly for module 1, you might already have your head slightly around maybe around some of the theories or frameworks, or at least understand that these theories, frameworks, standards, principles, and priorities are all slightly different and they are coming from different bodies. Okay. Your personal goals should show clear links to relevant APSTs. Our, from our APTSTs are Australian Professional Standards for Teaching. Okay, so you have access to this. It is, we get to see it a little bit later as well, but you should definitely make yourself a copy of this or have it close by, either online or on your wall or something, so that you can keep referring back to this, because throughout your teaching career and definitely during your learning journey, you'll be accessing and referring to your APTSTs. Okay, you may use any program to produce, so PowerPoint, Canva, Pixelide, PictoChart, but we're going to save and insert into a Word or PDF document, and we're going to slightly discuss that a little bit later, definitely a bit more in depth next week and the week after. So we've got another 2 workshops before it is actually due. So let's get our content organized and then we can have it all put together. Okay, here we go. How will I complete the assessment? So first of all, you need to include a transcript of your rationale and embed a 3-minute voiceover to explain your philosophy using your poster as a stimulus. So possibly have an imagination that, or have a think about your poster. You're presenting your poster to some colleagues or your staff members, your admin and fellow colleagues, and you are talking to it, you are explaining it, not just reading word for word. That's pretty much not explaining. Your voiceover is explaining and connecting your ideas with what you've got on your poster. So maybe to start with, where you might build a mind map or brainstorm, whether that be on paper or on Word doc or however you like to do that, and then take a photo or screenshot, and then you can feed off that as you are going through our units, module 1 and unit 2, so you can keep going, okay, I like that bit. Oh yes, that matches this goal of mine or a part of my philosophy. Infographic, sorry, created in Canva or similar software. Canva for free for Windows and Mac. You might do a comic strip or a graphic novel panel to display it. You can have a look at one in a moment. We have one as an example so we can see. Or something else, if you use Creative Commons images like those available on Canva, mean that you don't have to include a reference for the image. So if you've used those from Creative Commons, you don't have to put that or reference that in your reference list. However, if the image is from an education authority website like NISA or ATSL or ACARA, you will need to make sure you attribute to the source. So that's our copyright laws, of course. If you are not sure how to do this, make sure you are referencing in the text and the images, etc. But go and check our APA 7th guidelines. That will definitely give you an idea of what we're talking about here, to make sure that we are referencing where we need. Just having a quick look. Let's have a look. Just want to check before I forget, Maddie, with referencing in the poster, are we to reference photos on the poster or just reference list? Well, that will actually be explained a little bit clearer when we have a look at some examples. In the poster, if we use specific links to, and also in the text referencing on the poster, if we use specific links to APT. Yes, so we'll have a look in a moment, particularly at an example, and that might clear that little bit up there. Narrated video for the poster. It's just a voiceover. Yes, just a voiceover, and it's not very long at all. Would an expression of philosophy of education be something similar to a Steiner Montessori? Sorry, Marianne. are you referencing those teaching styles, do you mean? Um, the Steiner and Montessori styles, or the theories that we're going to be getting into within our shoots? I'll get back to you on that one. Is it Marlon? Sorry. Sorry, Marlon. I'll get back to you on that one and we'll clear that question up. Okay. For instance, here are some values and principles from different states and territories. I won't read every single one there. If you are from South Australia, you might have a look at this South Australian principles and values that education of government over there are looking at and focusing on. For instance, I am based in Queensland, so I resonate myself with the Queensland principles and values. For instance, the well-being and engagement, that is something that all of them, of course, but the well-being and engagement, I take quite not so seriously. I take everything seriously, but I really well because I like to make sure that my classroom environment or my learning environment, because we're not always inside the classroom, my learning environment is catered for all of my students in my class and all of my learners in my class. Um, so that is something that I am constantly evolving and making sure that if I know that, or if I feel as though I'm providing a safe environment for my students to take risks in terms of challenge themselves, and it's okay if we get things wrong, and it's okay if we want to keep searching on this avenue, I'm delivering and ensuring that my learning environment feels like a safe environment for every student learner. That way, I feel as though they're going to be quite engaged and they can thrive. So that's something that I really do resonate with. I also use my AP STs, and I can always align those, my understanding of my philosophy and my ideas with my APTSTs all the time. So, for instance, New South Wales, their principles engage, embed, support, inform, balance, empower, build, teach, implement, improve. Some really key buzzwords there. Obviously, it's further in depth too if we go and have a look. These are just little snapshots. ACT, we lead and deliver excellent, inclusive, and equitable education where all are safe, valued, and able to flourish. It's just one little point they have there. Um, Over in Victoria here, student voice, agency, and leadership empower students and build school pride. So that's just some there. Western Australia have a great little logo and ways of expressing how their values are. Again, there'd be more in depth there as well if we were to head into their website and have a look there. So have a think about where you are situated, where you are potentially going to be teaching, and see if you can also align your teaching philosophy or philosophy of education with your APTSTs and your state or territories values. Okay, let's keep going. Here is our criteria sheet or our rubric. So we are looking at just criterion one right here. What is your philosophy of education? How does it reflect understanding and align with APST? So that's our Australian Professional Standards of Teaching. How is it relevant to ideas, topics, and issues covered in modules 1 and 2? Okay, so we're looking for um, your design and visual representation, explaining how theories of learning and development inform a philosophy of education. So your philosophy of education. You can include some personal experiences, so your lived experiences. And these could be from teaching experiences, the use of text and visuals that reflect your teaching area, particularly an example in a moment, we're going to be looking at a poster that a woodwork teacher had designed. So we can really see that. Or other experiences you have been that have been relevant in shaping your philosophy of education. So to pass just this criterion one that's reflected directly with your poster, it's 20% of your mark, and we're looking for whether you can describe novice versus expert learning processes, biologically primary and secondary knowledge, and schema development with application to teaching practice, and linking relevant and specific APSTs. These are these ones here. I know I keep going on about it. Unfortunately, previous times that we've done this unit, some people have not specific been relevant or specific with their APTSTs, and it's very important that we are linking those. I'll just check our chat again before I go to our criterion two. Okay, people got that hint. Okay, excellent. No, the poster would expression would I feel not only be allowed to be something specific like Steiner Montessori or something else, or could it be relevant such as Nisa? Marlon. Okay. Marlon Brando, sorry. Uh, yeah, we do briefly talk about those different teaching styles, the Steiner Montessori or something else. If you look at our particular modules one and two, we will be delving a little deeper into our theories and things like that. So in our tutes, so I suggest possibly that you have a look at our unit content within those modules and see if you can align some of your ideas with those teaching theories and practices. I hope this helps. Quick question from Yurish, sorry. We can help. Can we use the help of Gen AI to create a poster for us if we prompt our philosophies to it? And philosophies need to link to there's a section in this info and this assessment. Yes, we're going to discuss a little bit further about that. It it's a little difficult for you to be quite specific and link everything together using AI, only because it is so personal. Um, but hopefully, as we're going through, if you are feeling as though there's too much information, it will start to reduce and it'll start to refine a little so that you can then start pinpointing your personal ideas, your goals, and where that would then link. And it'll be a little clearer, I do believe. So let's hope. Thank you, Marlon. Excellent. Won't forget that one. Maddie, should we link any learning theories in our poster, like cognitive load theory or Piaget's theory, or is that not relevant? Excellent, Maddie. We're going to get into that one. Brilliant question, Anne. Yes. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at criterion two before I show you some example criterion two, three, and 5, very quickly before we get into some examples. So this criterion gives you the opportunity to justify your philosophy of education, the how and why your teaching philosophy has been informed by educational theories, frameworks, standards, principles, and priorities. So from module one and two content, that's all we have to be looking at. You're expected to justify and support your claims with credible academic sources. Okay. Excuse me. These academic sources should include unit readings, wider academic reading, and direct references to frameworks. Okay, so there are different frameworks and relevant syllabi that we can use. We'll be looking at those in our tutorials. You should be getting yourself very aware of those as you are heading into your learning journey yourself, but you definitely need to know them as you're in the classroom as well. So criteria two is the voiceover. You're going to discuss the role of literacy and numeracy integration in teaching, and that is embedded in every unit that we're looking at or every subject we're looking at in our classrooms. Can you identify ways discipline-specific literacy and numeracy support academic engagement and success? And it says satisfactory recording. So please remember that your recording needs to be clear, not rushed. Possibly if you're finding that you're running out of time, because we do need to stick to the time limit and the word count, maybe really point out the ideas that you really want to hone in on and discuss. I know you might have a lot, that might be telling you might have too much, but I'm sure that, once we get through our units, right now it might be a bit overwhelming. Once we get through our unit here and our weeks, it will become a lot clearer and you will be able to pinpoint, and 3 goals that you are looking at for your philosophy of education. Okay, number 3, we're looking at the rationale here. We're looking at the correct use of APA within both criteria, 3, 4, and 5, actually, I believe. So, are you discussing the role of background knowledge and cultural capital in supporting learning and reflect on intercultural development and professional reflexivity, use of theories, frameworks, standards, and principles? Okay, so recognizing the importance of the backgrounds of their knowledge and cultural capital and the learning and in student learning, the significance of ongoing intercultural development and reflexivity of career long growth. Okay, so that's part of your rationale because remember, you'll have your poster, you'll have your rationale, your voiceover. They will all link in together. Next, number four, part of your rationale still, demonstrate understanding of structured teaching practices. Okay, so we're looking for whether you can describe explicit instruction, modeling, and scaffolding approaches to support learner development. Here you can reflect on experiences within some theoretical links. So possibly linking in with your understanding. So in your rationale, you might discuss how, as a learner yourself, you really enjoyed a particular teacher because, and the delivery of the way that a particular teacher delivered their content and their work because they did it a certain way, and you might describe that certain way. There was more hands-on, possibly, or there was more problem-based learning, or there was more peer-to-peer work in terms of you could use more knowledgeable others, Vygotsky idea. And again, when we're heading into our tutes and our theories, you'll be able to go, oh, hang on, there's actually a name to that. And that's why I really liked that. So that way of learning. So some of you may already know. So it's a matter of linking your ideas with our theoretical approaches. Okay, and criterion five is pretty self-explanatory, of course. Can you communicate clearly, appropriately, and using APA 7th referencing? So your work needs to be academic quality, including appropriate structure, grammar, and APA referencing. Okay, I'm going to double check our chat before we move on. What exactly is a rationale? I'll explain that a little bit later if that's okay. And is it the part of the 1,000 words that we need to write? Yes. And I'll dig into that a little more as well. So thank you for bringing that up. Would you recommend starting from the rationale, then condensing it to the poster? Oh, yes, do you like that idea? Yeah. Everyone works different, Mohammed. So it depends on how you work. Some people work a backward style, know their idea, and then work backwards and fill in the gaps. Another teaching strategy. Others like to go, right, these are my main points, like a mud map, and then they grow it from there. So completely up to you. For someone who is new to teaching terminologies and the APTSTs, do we discuss more of it as we go into the module? Definitely. Yep. We're actually talking about all the APTSTs now. Well, not in depth, but we are definitely touching all of them and having a look at them. Right now, it seems a little more niche and overwhelming. Totally understand, Yushna. Yes. I did some research on the philosophies and the progressivism, something that I would go for in my assessment. Oh, okay. Yes. If that's what you resonate with. Again, we'll be looking at different theories and things like that. So you might need to have a look at what you are, I guess, resonating with yourself. Again, you will probably use your lived experience to be able to go, oh, hang on, I liked that. Oh, I don't really like that way because I didn't have a fun experience there. The format of assessment.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Yes, sorry.
Sorry, sorry. Sorry, I was just checking the mic. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I'll get to town. Thank you. Okay, so the format of the assessment would be a PowerPoint or doc file. Doc file if possible, and we're going to have a look at that again. I know I keep saying that, but we do get into some of those, how we would upload it and things like that. No, the APTSTs are the Australian Professional Standards for Teaching. We do have, and these are the ones that you would be looking at, a graduate. I know it's a bit hard to see. We do have a look at them in a moment on our PowerPoint now and our workshop, but you probably should access those now. Have a copy yourself because you can then go through and go, yes, I do. I do align myself with that particular one. There are 7 different standards, and within each standard, we have elaborations in there, I guess you call them. External reference, can I use external references or does it need to be from modules? No, no, no. We recommend that you do use our recommended readings and our module work. But if you are have found external resources, resources, then sources, go for it. I'm trying to make sure I stick to our time today. And do we need to link the assessment to how many? Okay, yes, you will be using linking your assessment and things, and I'll have a look. I'll show you. It might come a bit clearer when I show you some examples here. From a Julie. Yep, got that one. Okay, let's have a look. So here are some examples from previous years. I'm just going to zoom in on this particular one here for now. My personal teaching philosophy. As a pre-service woodwork teacher, I believe education should be focused on the students, allowing them the opportunity to design, create, and build exciting, fulfilling, and happy lives. Now you can see they've gone down further. I believe it is critically important to constantly update my own teaching skills. And you can see they've obviously put this in purple, and all of this extra information up here is aligned with that particular goal. Okay, so that's one of their goals, is to be constantly updating their own teaching skills. They're going to be doing this here. And this is where we could actually align our PTSTs with. So you might find in professional engagement, standard 6, and it says engage in professional learning and improve practice. So that's APTST 6.2. And if you have a copy of this, you'll be able to have a look at all of the standards and you could align that particular one with that standard. You may find that it aligns with some others there, and you could also align it with that one. Then they've also said down here that I can develop powerful learners. And you can see their powerful learners obviously are in blue, some further information in blue, recognizing theories to build powerful learners. Constructivism there. We have from Levasky. Yes, good. We're going to be learning and discussing his theories further on, like more knowledgeable others. There's a strategy there that is highly recommended. And you can see that clear information here that is attached and ideas that are attached to their reputable sources. Then finally, and establish a safe, inclusive, and culturally respectful classroom. And we have more information that aligns here. We have our 8 Ways website here, linked here. We can see our symbols. Again, this is also another teaching strategies and theories that we will be discussing further in our unit. You can see along here, again, ACARA has been referenced, Education Council over here. So you can see how they have referencing. The thing that this particular poster does not reference are their APSTs. Clearly, you could just pop in, I'm not sure if you can see that there, you could pop in APTST 6.2 or whatever number aligns with that particular, and there might be some others. So that is one way of showing your poster. I'm just going to check the chat before I head over to this one here. For basing it off specific APTS in brackets. Yes, yes, Maddie, definitely. I'll link it to the site. No, you can definitely just put it in brackets like that. Oh, and then I've answered it. Fantastic. How do we do voiceover in the poster? Is it through PT? Yes, we'll discuss that a little further too. Is it Bacant? Sorry, Bacant? Can we see the slides you have on Blackboard? Yes, they should be up there on Blackboard. If not, I'll make sure that they are up there and I'll upload them a little later after the shoot. Oh, sorry, where are we going? Music slides. Yep, okay, wonderful. Let's keep rolling. A separate reference list was not provided within the poster, only in text. Yeah, no, we can, no, we do a separate reference list at the end. So when you upload your document, and I'll discuss this later again, you have a cover page, and that has been supplied on Blackboard, a cover page. Under the cover page, you will post your poster. You will attach your poster, whether that is a PDF doc or a screenshot of your poster, and put it into that same document. You then, after underneath your poster, you will then also have your rationale. After your rationale, you would have your reference list. So there'd be one document that you're uploading with a voiceover. So we will discuss this, the complexities of uploading, what you need to upload a little later in our unit, but we're just having a little look at it now. Requesting embedded objects inside the submission file. Yes, it does work. We are, do we need to write a table of contents? No, no table of contents, sorry. Embedded objects inside the submission file. Andrew, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, sorry. Maybe we could clear that up as we are going. So let's have a little look at this one over here, though, sorry. Um, this one here. Oh, and sorry, this personal teaching philosophy over here, woodwork teacher, the background image is showing students working or someone working with woodwork and teaching. So really has aligned their images with their personal interests and things like that. So let's have a look over here. Again, slightly different, quite clear, bit of information. Sort of talking more about technology here. Due to the increased influence of technology, it is vital that students are technologically literate. Today's students will be expected to be completely and effectively use technology from a young age. So that's referencing ACARA. I will use technology in my classroom to expand on learning opportunities within the Australian curriculum. Okay, great. Possibly with her rationale, she may then explain a little further of why that is important. And again, needing to link it to our APTSTs. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another example. This one is obviously in a comic type strip. You can see here that we have a then sort of idea and thought process. I need a good mark for my ATAR. Why won't Miss just tell me the answer? That's how hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Here in the background here, though, now turned into the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers. Fantastic, because we are always aligning ourselves here. We have, because she believes that she's a facilitator of learning. So this could be them falling into or resonating with how their lived experience with a teacher, how they have gone, right, I really liked the way that I could learn with that teacher or that educator. They have really made sure that they've aligned their teaching strategies and philosophy with our learning styles and needs. So you can see as they've gone on, collaboration will feature in her classroom, and we'll be talking about all these different theories and strategies. But how did we get here? Well, how much time do we have? Our views are informed by a few things, and you can see here all of our different theories, zonal proximal development, theories and framework standards and principles. You can see all of the ones that this particular student has grown their ideas and grown their philosophy from. And then obviously it goes through like that. So that's just another example there. Not saying that you have to do any particular way. How you are going to be able to express your philosophy of education clearly and expressively with information, it is your way. Okay, so these are just some good examples. This one here, unfortunately, though, it looks a little, and it's a little bit stretched on our Canva here, but there's a lot of information going on here, particularly sometimes a bit too much. It may be linked, it may not, but we really have to sort of, I guess, dive ourselves straight into to see what it's all about. As compared to something like this or even these ones, you can see there's a lot of information, but you can see how some of them are a little clearer than others. I'm just going to check our chat again. Will be a zip file containing everything. Will the submission file be a zip file contains everything? Or potentially yes, because when you upload it, Previously there haven't been a lot of zip files. You've been able to actually upload the Word doc or the PDF straight away so that the markers can just download it and look it straight on turn it in. I will clarify that with Robin though when she returns, if that's okay. One file is everything is embedded into that file. Yep, perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Let's see, page 8, submission. Oh, wonderful. Steps on submission. Excellent. Thank you. I think I missed one up here. Sorry. Can we do voiceover and poster? Can we do voiceover on the poster? Potentially, yes. Yeah, yeah. If you are placing that and embedding that within the poster, yes, I believe so. I will clarify that with Robin again, though. However, please make sure that you are not blocking any of the information on the poster. You are talking about the poster and not to the poster. So please just don't read the words on the poster. You are giving us a little bit more detail and personal notes on that. References are not counting in the 1,000 words, are they? Nope, they're not, Eduardo. Not at all. Nope. Sorry, does the rationale need to be 1,000 words, including reference or excluding? Excluding, sorry, Tamna. Sorry, do we write table of contents? No table of contents. I think I said that before. Sorry. Poster which shows how teachers plays an important role along with studying environment, and we can draw pictures ourselves as well as like color and drawings. Yes, Panette, yes. Yeah, yep. It's your philosophy of teaching. Okay, so it's how you are going to enter a classroom with your mindset. Basically, what is your mindset about teaching, and how did you get there? I'm sure you just didn't wake up one day and go, I'm going to teach like this because I want to. How has your philosophy or your ideas of teaching um, been built? Where did you get your ideas from? Why have you resonated with that? Was it, have you been engaging in the text and the readings and be able to go, yes, that's what, yes, I do believe that. Yes. Oh, and actually that links to when I was taught by this teacher, or I had this learning experience and I really thrived in that environment because of da da da. It looks like it's aligned with this theory. I hope that helps. Um, Okay, what are tutes based on? More of the theories. The tutes will be discussing theories. Everyone get that. Don't just read the poster. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Everyone's new to this. This workshop feels like a lot of a yes. Yes, it is APTSTs. Yes, related content. And you can't get your head around it. Okay, we're going to have a look at APTSTs in just a moment. I'm going to fly through them only because not everyone has seen them, and two, there are a lot. There are absolutely a lot. And in the slide coming up, you'll be able to see that. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Going to include two philosophies or just one. You generally have one philosophy which encompasses a few goals or a few of the ideas. So a few theories and a few goals that you would like to, I guess, stick to in your teaching environment, I guess. I need to submit one Word doc. We need to submit one Word doc and one other PowerPoint. Now, just one Word doc, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Put voiceovers per page for the whole thing. Andrew, let's put voices over per page. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Andrew, for helping with that. Okay, let's have a look. Here are your APST, so Australian Professional Standards for Teaching. This is the graduate. So we have the main one, the other one where after you've graduated and you become the different levels of teachers. So I think that could be slightly different, but our main one aligns very closely with our graduate. Okay, so and it's nationwide. Let's have a look. The first standard, know students and how they learn. You can see we have 1.1 all the way down to 1.5, I believe. Yep, just double checking. It's just cut off there, but yes, 1.5, and we have 7 standards. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at each of these standards and what some examples of what your goals could be within each standard. Okay, not saying that you must pick one of these next ones we're going to be talking about, but one of your goals might be particularly about having classroom management so that everyone has a right to learn. That is one thing that I actually align my classrooms with, no matter what classroom I'm in. Everyone has a right to learn. So I might align it here with my managing classroom activities. Okay, so APST 4.1. I might say, because I might talk about specifically about everyone has a right to learn, which then links into how I would deliver um, behavior management systems and things like that. So you might be looking at particular teaching strategies, a range of different teaching strategies. So you might talk about APTST 3.3 and how you might have a project-based learning as well as explicit teaching. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's carry on. Standard one, know students and how they learn. So your goals might include something like having knowledge of my students and how they learn. It might be having inclusive classrooms. It might be differentiating from my teaching strategies to meet the students' needs, specific learning needs, and every class will be different. You will have different types of needs. So then you will evolve your teaching strategies to still align with your own philosophy, even though it's going to be ever growing, to make sure that you are differentiating your learning activities and your strategies for everyone to learn. You could be including respectful and culturally sensitive strategies to support the learning needs of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. That could be one of your goals. Understand and awareness of legislative requirements and teaching strategies that support participation. Implications for my teaching using knowledge of how students learn. So this all sort of fall, these are just examples that fall into know students and how they learn. Okay, so let's keep going for standard two. Know the content and how to teach it. Again, this will happen as you are progressing through a teacher. We have some incredible students in our course, in our unit here, who have a variety of backgrounds, and your strengths might be in ICT. So that mightn't be something that you really need to go back and learn or anything like that. But that might be part of your goals because you will maybe easily be able to incorporate ICT to expand their learning opportunities because that has been your passion previously. So you'll be able to embed that into your philosophy of education as well. Maybe the knowledge and understanding of content and teaching strategies. So I won't read through them all. I'm just keeping mindful of our time. But these are just some examples for standard two. Okay. Again, you'll be able to use your sheet to be able to align them specifically with the number. Standard three, plan for and implement effective teaching and learning. You might like to involve parents and carers in the educative process with a variety of strategies. Simple way that I have used previously is a class newsletter. We would always send out a class newsletter fortnightly, bi-weekly, because the school newsletter would go out the other weeks. So it was a learning strategy too that I had with some of my older primary school students. And each week or each fortnight, they would have a role. I'd have an editor, I'd have a reporter, I'd have a photographer, I'd have a scout, I'd have lots of different jobs within the newspaper, and they would build and collaborate together to build the newspaper for that, or the newsletter. We call it a newspaper for that week or that fortnight. It'd be sent out to our parents and caregivers, and we always got lots of feedback on that. And I would share that feedback with our parents and caregivers. Also, at the end of each term, I would have an opportunity where we would invite our parents and caregivers in for an afternoon, and our students in our class, they were the leaders, and they would then be the tour guides of our classroom, and they would have all of our newspapers displayed ready that we'd had already leading up to that term, and they would then tour them around the classroom and around our learning environment, and to show them what we had been learning and what we are going to be learning the next term. And a bit of a celebration, a bit of a heads up. Then parents and caregivers went, right, okay, this is what they've been doing. This is fantastic. This is great. Oh, I want to know more about this. Oh, I need to help my student, my child at home. Engage them that way. Lots of different ways. So you could use lots of different ways to plan and implement for effective teaching and learning with lots of different people of your school community. Okay, let's keep going. Walt Disney, just a little bit of a side check while I have a quick drink. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Finding that a little hard right now, aren't I? I'm just going to check our chat again before I move on. Okay. Oh, yes, no Trump voiceovers, please. Yes, thank you. Um, actually, Andrew, that'd be wonderful if Morgan Freeman could give us a voiceover. I've always I could do Steve Irwin. Cool. Okay, excellent. All right. Part three on the assessment says write your rationale and then it says four PowerPoint slides on one page. Oh, okay, I can understand this. Do we put the rationale onto four and just add the Word doc and the post and the voiceover? Okay. I'll just finish doing the standards and then I can show and discuss a little more about that if that's okay. And remembering this is only our first workshop. We have another two workshops before our assessment is due. And again, next week we'll be discussing, in our workshops, we'll be discussing the assessment too. So it might start falling a little more in place once we've done our tutes as well. Where can we find the full briefing for the rubric and assessment one? Should the poster voiceover be recorded by sharing the screen, the camera, Zoom? Well, I'll explain in a Zoom meeting if that's what you like. Okay, yep.
Excuse me, Kelly. There's going to be a lot of questions about this because I don't think the average person has embedded a file before inside another file. So people like us, you and I, we do it occasionally, but it's not a standard thing that people would have seen before. So we'll address that down the track. So that it's just you're going to get a lot of questions about that because I don't think people have seen how it's done before. Anyway, back to you.
Wonderful. Good point. Thank you, Andrew. Yes. Again, I know, and Andrew's sort of said it as well, but we will be talking about this each week. So please don't stress about it too much right now. As we are going along, when we are putting it all together, that's when we can actually let you know if you have any more questions. Right now, we're getting our content and our understanding of the task or of the, yes, Andrew, don't panic, of the content that we need to be putting within it. So embedding it and putting it all together, definitely to be talking about that next week or the week after as well. Okay. All right, let's keep cracking. Standard 4, create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments. Very important. It's something I resonate with a lot. Again, these slides are going to be available, so I'm just, again, keeping mindful of the time. So you can flick back into these as well. So your goals might include any of these here, learning to organize classrooms effectively, having knowledge of a variety of strategies to manage challenging behavior, teaching the students about safe and responsible and ethical use of ICT, lots of different points there that could be falling into Standard 4. Standard 5, we have access. Access and provide feedback on a report on student learning. Very important that feedback is given, that is documented, it is well advised and well used. I know that when we provide feedback to you guys in a timely manner, it does help you with your next assessment. Same as in the classroom, we all know that. So, can you confidently interpret student data to evaluate their learning and modify teaching practices? That might be one of your goals, is to use your student data. So data-driven information is incredible, and the way that we teach, always using our data. Standard 6, engage in professional learning. We are always learning. Teachers should always be learning, and we always are. So improving your teaching practices using constructive feedback from supervisors and colleagues. Often, sometimes it's even the impromptu conversations you're having with your fellow teaching staff that you go, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. So really good idea to engage in professional learning throughout your teaching career. Standard 7, finally, engage professionally with colleagues, again, parents, caregivers, and the community. This links in with what I was talking about before about our little example that you might then have, like an open classroom. That might be something, one of your teaching strategies, and why you're going to do that. Link that to our theories and our APTSTs. Okay, I'm just keeping mindful of our time. When we are doing our poster, please ensure that you are using positive language. It can really turn the tone of our poster and our teaching around. For instance, no student shall be discriminated against in my classroom. Totally get it. Yep, good idea. However, can we write it as, I will create an inclusive classroom where individuality and uniqueness is celebrated? More positive, more inclusive. It's not so much of a, don't, you should, you will, you do. You often see at schools, we have positive discussions and positive language with students rather than say, don't run on the path, don't do this, don't do that. We will turn it around. So it's really important that we use our positive language throughout. Timeline very quickly. We're going to complete the module activities, attend the workshops and tutorials. You have to do one workshop, one tutorial a week. Use the information gained to create a set of different goals that capture your philosophy and education as we're going through. If you have either online or on paper, maybe circle or asterisk and go, oh, yeah, actually, I don't mind that standard and that elaboration of that standard. And 3.2, I think I can, I really like that idea. I'm going to link my ideas there. Consider ways to align your goals with the APTSTs, Module 1 and Module 2 material, and our unit readings. So have a think about how they're all going to link in. Then we can collect some images, or think of a theme that you might like to use. Sometimes in my classroom, I call that the cosmetic surgery of your task. Collate all of our references, possibly as you're going along, just make a list somewhere so you're not having to go back and find them again. That's just, common knowledge for us, guys. And make sure that we're using APA 7th referencing, please. And then we're going to put it all together and check against our criterion or in our rubric. Check the word count, please. That's quite important. Don't go too far over, 10% above and below. Once you're happy, we're going to upload it. Again, have a look where it is on the timeline. At the end, we can discuss that further on how we're collating it together and uploading it. Okay, just in time, I think. It was lovely meeting you all this evening. I look forward, to seeing and working with you more. Robin will be back at the end of week 2, so we'll be able to connect with Robin as well. She's just away at the moment, so hence why I'm here as well. So start thinking about your key ideas and thinking about how you would like to present them in your poster. Again, we've only just started, day 1. Okay, so day 1, we don't have to have all of our ideas right now, and how to do it. Okay, I hope this is okay. I do have to fly. We do have a shoot. I might be seeing you in the shoot, but otherwise, thank you very much for joining us. And we will see you during the week. Thank you. Ben.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying thanks, but
Oh, thank you.
yeah, no, thanks. Just a quick one. Just with the shoots that we're enrolled with, do we need to attend the shoots that we are enrolled with, or do we have the option of logging on to others if we can't make a particular session?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm actually doing most of the shoots for the next couple of weeks, so I don't mind either way, personally.
Sure.
We do get the data. We can see the data to see who has been interacting with our
Yeah.
shoots and workshops anyway. So yeah, it's fine. I'm happy. I'm doing one on campus and then the rest of them online. So I don't mind at all. And I will record one of them
Yeah.
and put them up as well. So
Zoom
they're
recording.
all running off the same information. So
All right.
yeah, that's
Thank
okay.
you.
No worries.
Thanks, Kelly. See ya.
Bye. I'm just going to finish recording now.
Hey, Kelly.